So we have a motion by Mr. Johnson to increase the interim director's pay, line item by $37.50 to pay for back pay and future pay.
Second.
Second by Dr. Acuff.
They're going to be not to exceed that minimum.
Well, I think in this case, we have to put the whole $37.50 in there, and then if they need more, they would come back.
If it's not used, it'll roll back into their fund balance anyway.
Yep. Yeah, this is inside their own unassigned fund balance. So if they end up not using it, it goes back into their own unassigned fund balance. So we don't have to worry about it above and beyond that. Do we have any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I asked earlier what his hourly rate was. They're paying him the same as they paid. Benny. My question is, why are we starting him out at $26 an hour? Instead of giving him an interim raise somewhere between what he makes now and what the manager makes.
We didn't base it on an hourly figure. We just based it on the difference between what he was making and what Benny's making.
Well, what would that have, you had to use an hourly rate to get him there, added to whatever that rate was.
Particularly because everything that we have, Donnie, is in salary, full salary line, and not broken down by hour. Everything is published. If you look through your documents, you'll not find hourly rates.
Got an hourly rate on this one,
What is it?
$26.05.
So what's the document? Our official pay document is in by salary.
No, but I calculated it, to see what it would be. That's what it would be. $26.05, that's what the manager makes. And Mr. Simmons makes $14.96.
The committee decided, yeah, Chairperson.
Go ahead.
Has to say over the landfill.
Correct.
They do. And the committee decided to do that, pay him the same amount because he's going to have the same responsibilities as a director. And it was unanimous.
Do the crime, do the time.
Actually, he'll have more because he's still doing some
His
of
job.
his job duties from
Correct. He's going to be.
plus the stuff that the director was doing on top of it. So he actually will be doing a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, without needing a budget amendment, frankly, I mean, I thought the approval of the landfill committee, unless they needed a budget amendment, I didn't think it had to come here. But it's fine. You know, if y'all got questions or vote on it or don't. But in my opinion, that as long as the money's available in the budget, but I guess you're asking to move it from the unassigned fund balance, so there's actually a budget amendment request. So that's why it's here.
That comes from the unassigned fund balance because even though that the present director is on medical leave, his salary line item, he's still being.
Yes, sir. He's still getting paid, yes.
That's not an accumulation on that line item.
Well, he's using his time, but yes, sir. So yeah, I'm sorry, it is here because of the budget amendment, because you're moving money from the unassigned fund balance. So that's why it's here. But the actual committee approved his pay. They just don't have the money to pay him unless you all do the budget amendment.
Does that cover you, Mr. Cable?
Not really, but
Feel free to speak up. I mean, if you.
I had a problem too with the director, getting director's pay without certification or,
That's actually two motions ahead.
Huh?
That's two motions ahead to get him certified.
I mean, I had reservations too. Full salary.
One thing on the solid waste is it is not, I'm not gonna say not mandated, but there are specific requirements for the director, but they have timetables on them. They're not instantly. You can hire a director, and if he doesn't meet a class 1 or class 2, he has X amount of months to achieve that goal and that certification. So in the meantime, it's the full.
And as far as CDLs go, if that's a requirement of the position, and I'm not privy that it is, those classes have a wait time of up to 12 months in some cases right now.
So
So
they just do the training, the certification program once a month. And it just happens to be May and he is going.
Yes.
But there's no other way to get it. So there's no other certified person in the county. And actually, the certification isn't really even required technically. We don't have an open class 1 label.
Class 2 license or certification. Somebody has to have within, I think, a year's timeframe is that to accomplish and successfully awarded class 1. So,
as the attorney just said, we don't have a class 1 landfill, so it doesn't even have to go that route.
And it says if you have an operating class 1, I'm sure it's beneficial and it's a great thing that he's going and that he go, but I don't think it's absolutely required since we don't have an operational class 1 landfill.
Any other discussion? Call the roll, Mr. Perry.
Dr. Acuff, Julie Blue,
Yes.
Brad Johnson,
yes.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Donnie Cable.
Yes.
Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Doug Queen.
Aye.
All right, next up, motion from landfill committee for interim director to purchase a key for the landfill's truck. To come from the unassigned fund balance. Do we have a total not to exceed? Oh, it's from their unassigned fund balance. Do we have,
Nobody knew because
We don't know how much it's going to
I
cost.
didn't know if it was a laser cut chip key or regular. Well, you got the truck back now, right?
Yes.
That's true.
Is it a regular key or?
Oh, it's one of the key fobs.
so it's gonna be like $300.
Yeah, so if it's a key fob, it's $300 probably.
Yeah, there was 2 keys to the truck, excuse me. Yes,
Go ahead, Mr. Kent.
There were 2 keys to the truck. Beanie said one was in that vault, the safe that got stolen and broke into. So that's why there's only 1 key to it. They couldn't find another key after they.
Spares.
broke into.
Well, we need to have the thing rekeyed anyway if the key got stolen, or did it get recovered?
Beanie said they didn't been.
I'd get one that costs more than $100 off the mountain. Save you $200. He'll have it running in less than 2 minutes.
With a screwdriver.
He won't even use that. They just sit down and they automatic start. I mean, what's so good to do?
But but yeah, that may be something that you guys want to look at is getting the whole thing. This may be the opportunity to just get the whole thing rekeyed. Is that,
My opinion, they'd have to change the ignition and everything. That would run way up.
Expensive. That's gonna be a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if y'all use, I don't know who you use, but Stout Locksmith is usually the last one that we did was $200.
How much?
200.
Have the whole thing redone?
It's reprogrammed, yes. Depending on which remote it has, does it have the sliding key and then the 3 buttons? Can you remember? Depends on the
Seen it
fob,
laying up
depends
on
on
the
which
desk.
fob it is. What year is that thing? You don't even know?
It's a,
It just depends on which fob it has. Some of them are a little cheaper than others.
At the time, it should be for off the timetables. Because by the time you get through all of that, the one for medical leave comes back on his date, we're only talking, what, 2 weeks, 1 week?
I think there was a concern that there's just 1 key to begin with. Even when he comes back, there's still just the 1 key. So if somebody lost that 1 key, it's gone forever. Most offices have a spare key, like in the office somewhere, in a safe or whatever.
So the rush of it right now.
Oh, it's-
Our desk coming here.
Apparently it's been a year or more, or whatever the
Yeah, the last time when it was broken into, so now it becomes.
Go ahead.
Can we just send this back? Sure. And then they can discuss making a whole new keys, or 2 new keys and reprogramming it. Right, if somebody has that key.
Yeah. Well, we'll just send that one back and you guys can run with that one from there. Next up, motion from Matron Landfill Committee to pay up to $1,000 with money coming from the travel line to pay for registration and expenses for interim director's landfill certification class.
So moved.
So moved by Dr. Acuff, second by Ms. Gwen. Any discussion? Call the roll.
Dr. Acuff,
Aye.
Bill Gwynn,
Yes.
Brad Johnson,
Yes.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Rodney Cable.
Yes.
Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Cody McQueen.
All right.
Chair, before we move on to the donation list.
Absolutely, Dr. Acuff, what's on your mind?
We left 3 items on the table. And I think in reconsideration, we should return to School Federal Projects Fund number 142. I would recommend that we forward that to the full commission. But in the meantime, that we get the appropriate language on how this money was spent. Remember, these are federal funds, state funds, not county funds, but I think we need to resolve this. Also, in that motion, I would make that in item number 2, that the K2 supplemental material needs to be corrected.
Oh, good catch.
School fund, number 1.
It's item number 142, budget amendment number 11.
I also, Dr. Carpenter called me, which is why I answered the phone since he called a couple of times. He wanted me to, he forwarded me some information from the comptroller's office that he wants me to give to everyone related to federal funds, which would be 142 and 145. And then I would also ask that there be a reconsideration on the food service. That was just the Excel on didn't open up. We need to go reprint that one, but that was the only issue with that one.
Where I was headed if we pass this motion.
So we've got a motion by Dr. Acuff to reconsider 142 number 11. Do we have a second?
Number 11 or number 1?
Budget amendment number 11. The entire thing was left in limbo. 142, budget amendment number 11.
This one's saying do all of it except for that one.
No, he's just asking for a reconsider of the entire budget amendment together.
We send it forward with an appropriate explanation, hitting the commission floor on that.
Yes. This is the information that they asked me to give to everyone. So I ran in there and grabbed it.
Surprised me.
Basically what this is what Mark just stated in the comptroller's office to Brandon a few days ago related to the approval of federal funds. And he is at home sick, but he said if you would, I can call him back and he can be on speakerphone.
Josh, did you look at?
I just, yeah.
I think what you handed down. Discuss. Maybe the one that has scripts at the side, the center portion. Gets other resolved. Give you all in reference to the notes on the blown out of proportion totally, it's not that the fact that it's not more versus the line is versus what the explanation is, even if it's not an average. Not questioning a child left behind, not questioning whether a child needs to be granted a certain graduation. Fact is, none of it is self-explanatory in any form of person.
Yeah, well, only one budget amendment, according to what I just talked to him when I went in there and answered the phone, was the fact that there was just a line left off when she sent the email. She had to put the budget amendment in, she forgot to include that part in the description because he just types in what he gets. Because we don't know, other than what they tell us. So she just forgot to add that piece to the description.
Well, we have the motion by Dr. Acuff to reconsider this budget amendment. I left the floor open for a second.
Second.
Second by Johnny Cable. Without any further discussion, I'll ask Mr. Perry to call the roll.
Dr. Acuff,
Aye.
Julie Quinn,
Can you come back to me?
Brad Johnson,
No.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Connie Cable.
Yes.
Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Cody McQueen,
No.
Julie Quinn. 5-3 in favor of the ayes.
Mr. McQueen, did you want to request reconsideration of 143 since you were the original motion?
I'll withdraw that motion.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else want to reconsider 143?
Chairman, I move that we approve it.
So you're making a motion to reconsider this one?
Yes.
I don't think there was ever a motion like he was there.
Yeah,
You just-
Cody made the,
I
The
will
motion
second.
wasn't seconded.
you can get a
No
second?
second.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
Second.
Second by Ms. Ward. Any further discussion?
The only reason why it did not have was failure of the second, correct?
Correct.
And then is there going to be any notation on number 2, the identification on the bottom of the page, which,
That will be correct.
okay.
Dr. Acuff, do you accept with the correction to the
Skyward converted, yes.
technical issue that ate the second part of the line?
Yeah.
Ms. Ward, do you accept as well?
Yes.
All right.
I understand that basically just informational purposes, we don't have any authority.
Well, this is the food service fund. This is food service 143.
Okay, so that one's a different.
It's not
The
federal.
biggest thing on it is it's fiscal year.
Not for food service, just for Head Start, sorry.
No, this is
This is 143. This is the food service one. 145 has not been reconsidered as of yet. Call the roll when you're ready, Mr. Perry.
Dr. Acuff,
Aye.
Julie Quinn,
Yes.
Brad Johnson,
yes.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Donnie Cable, Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Cody McQueen.
Mr. Chair, regarding the Head Start Fund number 145 budget amendment number 6, I also move that we approve that.
We have a second? Second. Mr. Cable. Any further discussion? Head Start Fund number 145, budget amendment number 6. It's the last of the budget amendments that we had. This was the Head Start one where they're just rearranging stuff for the end of the school year rather than the end of their fiscal year. Again, to me, it begs the question, how do you overstate Social Security and Medicare by $2,800 and understate your medical insurance by $1,800? Any other discussion?
This one is federal as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been approved in that plan, correct? It has been approved in a plan.
Go ahead and call the roll when you're ready, Mr. Perry.
Dr. Acuff,
Aye.
Julie Quinn,
Yes.
Brad Johnson,
Yes.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Donnie Cable,
Yes.
Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Cody McQueen.
Aye.
All right, now we're on to the monetary donation listings for the animal shelter. $754. Is this the latest update? Because on the agenda it still says to be decided.
Yeah. This is.
Move to approve.
Thank you, Dr. Acuff. Second? Second. Mr. Deal. Any further discussion? May call the roll, sir.
Dr. Acuff,
Aye.
Julie Quinn,
Yes.
Brad Johnson,
Yeah.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Donnie Cable,
Yes.
Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Cody McQueen.
Aye. And non-monetary donation listing totaling $804.89 from Walmart for the animal shelter.
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Ms. Gwen. Dr. Acuff. Any further discussion? May call the roll, sir.
Dr. Acuff,
Aye.
Julie Quinn,
Yes.
Brad Johnson,
Yes.
Danny Deal,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Yes.
Donnie Cable,
Yes.
Aaron Frazier,
Aye.
Cody McQueen.
All right. Now, Ms. Carolyn had some notes for us on the meeting discussion. The one that we had for the 11th did not get advertised as a full meeting.
Didn't get advertised at all.
Okay, then we can have a meeting.
Well,
You Okay, you don't have the timetable.
I mean, there's not 5 days.
I
So,
thought you said earlier it got advertised as a hearing, but not a meeting.
no, it didn't get
Oh,
advertised
okay.
at all.
Yeah, you know.
That is one of the two extras.
Three extras. I added the 11th.
Made to the calendar. What was it?
I added the-
2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
It was, last week, because I added it for the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th, just in case we needed extras, and the 11th didn't make it, but the 18th and 25th did.
I got those in today.
Okay, cool. Those are in it plenty of time.
Those she put in the paper, I mean, she sent it today, so they'll be in the paper on Wednesday, but she, up to that point, until I spoke to her this morning, none of them went in, so, had gone in. What's the next days?
May the 18th and May the 25th.
Yes,
The 18th has to be at 6:30.
6:30, that's correct, the 11th, at
That's the
6:30 as
25th.
well. The 25th can be at 6.
So you're changing that.
So she did post a notice downstairs just in case there was a possibility to do it and it not be a voting meeting, but
Did it get advertised for 6:30 or 6?
Then you're going to delete the 11th. Because see, we're at a point that has, if you do have it and work it out, that's a non-voting. And where we stand on the budget committee chair, everything we got left is voting.
Yeah. I mean, unless Carolyn sees a reason for us to, but I would rather, if she has things to work on, let her work on things. Okay, so 18th and 25th, it's two Thursdays. 2 Thursdays.
What's that, 18th, 6:30, and the following Thursday, 6?
That's correct. You're not meeting on the 25th, are you? For your board? Yep. So the 18th is at 6:30. The 25th is at 6.
So those will be, the 18th will be the next call meeting for the budget.
Yes, sir. Enjoy the rest of your week off.
Those are the two so far.
Madam Director, if you have anything that you would like to add for us, informational purposes, or anything that you need to bring to our attention, I think now would be the appropriate time to do it before they run for the hills.
Chair,
Yes, Dr. Akel.
before we adjourn, I would ask county attorney delve into what items coming from the school board we need to approve and which ones we need to leave alone. There's an issue with federal funding. That's something that can be handled at the school board level with the exception of notifying the finance director. I would like to relinquish those responsibilities to the school board.
I would agree, but I do like it coming through here because it gives us a really good idea of what is going on in some cases.
Yeah, the auditor said it could still come through for informational purposes.
Yes,
As far
for
as
information.
But the whole thing is, the only thing for the school board contains the final fund. As long as they have what the Board of Education passes and approves, the rest of it, we have no authority. None, positively none.
But I do like it when the budget amendments go into the official record for the county commission because they're included from here. That would be the only reason I would say that it would need to be included, just as a FYI only. That way it does go in as what was sent to the finance office.
That'd be a submittal from the finance director to the budget committee. This is what she's received.
Yep. Because these make it real easy to see where things went and where things didn't go. Does anybody have anything further?
I know it's dependent on how well the fire department gets the information out, but what we look at down the road on the 18th, that we're gonna be doing task control. We're gonna start voting on our department, assuming the last number.
Assembling the final numbers, assembling the final dollar amounts, and then getting the totals for what we have to do as far as increases, decreases, everything like that. Because those will be between the 18th and the 25th. And it'll be published, because it has to be published for how long, Josh? 10 days. And then we vote on the 15th. The full commission votes on the 15th. Is that the right meeting? Hold on, let me pull my calendar back up.
It's not the 15th, it's like the if it gets all the way through, I think it's the 19th of June.
It's going to be a question at this month's meeting, because they did make Juneteenth a state holiday, and that is June 19th. That is the currently scheduled county commission date. I'm waiting, the last I checked on Friday, the bill hadn't technically been signed yet, but I believe that he's gonna make this June 19th the state holiday. So if that happens, there's gonna have to be a decision made on whether that's gonna be a paid holiday for the county employees, and whether or not you're gonna have the commission meeting that day. If not, you can move it later in June if that's gonna give you more time on the budget or whatever.
I've already had several county employees asking me about that holiday.
What is the?
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. I
It
think it was
is.
brought up last year when we did our calendar.
Right.
Decided not to because it was at the federal level, and now he's made it at the state level. So I don't know.
It was declared a federal holiday 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, and we brought it up last year.
Last year, they made it a day of special observance, but this year it is a paid state holiday, as long as it takes effect this June 19th, which I think it will.
Because he's only got 3 days to sign it, right? Once it comes forward.
No, he's got 10 days.
Oh, 10 days. Okay.
Yeah, but it may have got signed today. I didn't check today. But it's fully passed. I mean, so I think it'll be this year. But I'll bring that up in my thing at the commission meeting, and y'all can decide what you want to do.
So yeah, we'll be on the 18th and between the 18th and the 25th is when we'll be finalizing everything here. And then we'll have in June, did we have any extra meetings scheduled in June?
Not yet, I mean,
Because the last one that we could add, we could go, kind of ugly. 18th and 25th is pretty much it. Because the week of the 5th, I'm going on a mission trip. Y'all don't have to have me around for that. If y'all need, if we decide on the 25th that another meeting needs to be called, we'll do it at that point. We could add it for June the 1st. I'll be in town for that one, but the whole week of the 5th, I'll be in town.
I will be in Murfreesboro the 5th through the 7th with the school conference. The fiscal representative has to be there. There wasn't one last year, and they were told they should have been, but we didn't know about it until after they came back. So they've already contacted me and asked me to attend, so I will be in Murfreesboro.
Present experience, I would say that everybody just might want to get in their mindset that those two, the 18th and 25th are long.
Yep.
Nothing quick about it at all.
I mean, I'll be back on Thursday and Friday. Let me look at the calendar. I think I'll be back.
Yeah, 8th and 9th would be Thursday and Friday. And
Yes, I will be back then.
like I said, we've got an opportunity on the 18th to decide if we want to do something on the 1st. If we absolutely have to, but at this point, I don't think there's anything else that we gotta do. Let's just buckle down and play numbers to the lines.
Well, one obstacle it could be is because that could arise, let's say it is the normal amount of work that has to be done in the back corner back here. It's gotta, I mean, if it don't mature, then we're gonna have to look at other things. You don't have the manpower to do it otherwise.
Well, and
You're still short, what, 3 people?
it's a little short. And I will say, I will apologize. I know people have sent me emails and stuff, and I apologize if I don't get back to you quickly, but I mean, I'm really super focused on trying to get this done. So, I try to go through and check and make sure I've got all approvals and stuff done, but sometimes it's late in the day before I get to that point. Because otherwise, honestly, I don't get anything done until 3 or 4 o'clock when everybody else leaves. So I just have to really, right now, I just have to focus on getting it done. Otherwise, it's not gonna get done quickly.
Mr. Johnson, would you join me in creating a giant sign that we can hang over the door that makes it look like a wall and the door is completely gone?
Tunnel they painted on the brick wall of the bank and down in Columbia that every drunk in the world's drove in. If you look at Palmetto State Bank in downtown Columbia, right near the Capitol, is a gigantic parking lot, and the bank is 4 stories, and they have painted a tunnel, and they even have lights, an actual light bulb, a light right above it. And the last count I had, when I went to go down there, there was over 20 intoxicated people trying to go in that tunnel. And they keep it freshly painted, and it's there today. Matter of fact, I'm going to see it Thursday, so confirm that.
Maybe we should paint one on the monument.
Just use it the moment.
You come off of, the name of the street is, I think it's Genovese Street. You turn left on Genovese on the Divine. It's like it just goes over the hill, and you can see that tunnel, and there is no divided line. And they just haul butt. You can, more than city police is out there. Somebody's crewed that building.
I've been drinking off.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, Director Watson. Thank you, Mr. Perry. Thank you, everybody. The floor is open for a motion to adjourn. So moved. So moved by Mr. Deal, second by Dr. Acuff. Bye-bye, bonds.
Initial recommendation.
I'll see you.
Only 3 times after the 3rd time.
Have a 66.